So do you disagree with the cuts that are being proposed for Medicaid right now?
Oh, the cuts to, this is I don't know if you understand this or whether you're just mouthing, the Democratic talking points. The cuts to Medicaid are for fraud, waste, and abuse. And I'll tell you what that means. It means that because of DOGE, we were able to determine, and it's about 8 million people who would be affected. Because of DOGE, we were able to determine that there are 1 million people who are claiming Medicaid from multiple states. That's illegal. It's theft. You're not allowed to do that. There are another 1 million people who are collecting both under Obamacare and
Mr. Secretary, that has nothing to do with the budget that's
These are
actually
the only
being
cuts that are
proposed
being
in the
made.
House.
These are the only cuts that are being made to Medicaid.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. There are another 1 million illegal aliens. We announced a law yesterday, a rule yesterday, we're not going to pay illegal aliens anymore. And guess what Gavin Newsom did this morning? He said we're going to take all the illegal aliens off the California Medicaid rolls because the feds aren't paying for them anymore. So the compassion ends.
Secretary, let me focus you.
It's incredible how no one is actually listening to facts anymore. I mean, it's one thing when you're not listening to facts, from Donald Trump or Joe Biden. Okay, we can argue about facts all day and whatever. This is RFK arguing with Democrats about Medicaid fraud abuse. And he's saying we're just taking people off that are illegally using Medicaid. Who is against this? Honestly, again, who is against this? Now, Gavin Newsom is putting everybody on California aid. Excuse me, California? How are you going to afford that? Every taxpayer, left, right, center, every taxpayer in California should be raising holy hell. Will they? No, they won't. They won't. How are you going to pay for that? Your state is going to collapse economically. Now, you know why the Democrats are not worried about that? Is because that's part of the plan. That is Cloward and Piven. Collapse and overwhelm and collapse the system. And they've already done it. They did it in New York City back in the 70s, and New York City collapsed. Now they're doing it to states. And it's going to happen the same way. And I'll be damned if I am going to send my taxpayer dollars to California because you didn't have the balls or the brains to stand up. Not doing it. I'm not doing it. Hey, dummy. Only one of us is going to be right in the end about your financial collapse. And everybody who can put 2 + 2 = 4 down on a table, not 7, even if you show me your work, but 4. This is simple math. You are going to collapse. Why am I going to pay for it? You come to the United States of America and you ask us to bail you out. And anybody in Congress that is from my state, I will make it my mission to put you out on the street. I will make it my mission if you vote to bail California out. Oh, but we have to have California. Do we? Do we really? Do we? Honestly, I didn't sign up for a suicide pact. I moved to Texas for a reason. I didn't want to be part of the suicide. Well, no, they're committing suicide, so we all have to. What kind of cult are you in? My gosh. And look what the Democrats are doing. Look at what the left is doing. The left is becoming so incredibly radical. You had in Newark, what was her name? The congresswoman, I wrote it down. Congresswoman, something. LaMonica MacGyver. This week on MacGyver, we assault ICE agents in Newark, New Jersey. So MacGyver went out, congresswoman goes out, and it's pretty clear assaults these officers and tries to storm in as part of oversight. That wasn't oversight. That wasn't oversight. And you know what it really was? A setup. Because I want you to play the AOC comment from a couple of days ago where she commented on this. Because Homan says, no, in fact, play Homan first. No one's above the law. Listen to this.
Do you want the congresswoman who was caught on camera assaulting ICE agents to be arrested for that?
If you assault an officer, absolutely. No one's above the law. These men and women put their lives on line every day. We should be supporting them, not assaulting them. I mean, especially in a facility that's guarding some of the worst of the worst. You can't lose control of the facility. And when you cause what they caused up there, it causes the safety and security of that facility to fall. And that's not what we want. And I said from day one, you can not support ICE. You can support Sanctuary City. Shame on you, but you have that right. But don't cross that line and we will ask for criminal prosecution.
Okay, so the government, now the government that's sane at least is saying, look, I don't care who you are, left, right, pink, purple, black, white, doesn't matter. You assault a police officer, you're going to jail. That's just something I've always grown up with.
What about January 6th, Beck? Yeah, January 6th, you don't like those people go to jail?
Yeah, I'm going to have another conversation with you about the rule of law and due process, but that's for a different time. Now, what are they doing? Now AOC comes out with this warning.
And now what DHS is trying to say, again, they're using public intimidation because they know that they cannot come for us all. They know that they cannot come for us all. And recently what they said is that DHS is allegedly looking into arresting members of Congress who were showing up for their legal and constitutional obligation to conduct oversight. If anyone's breaking the law in this situation, it's not members of Congress, it's the Department of Homeland Security. It's people like Tom Homan and Secretary Kristi Noem. You lay a finger on someone, on Representative Bonnie Watson Coleman, on Representative, or any of the representatives that were there, you lay a finger on them, we are going to have a problem. Because the people who are breaking the law are the people who are not abiding by it. And it is enshrined in the law that members of Congress who show up to ICE and CBP facilities are required to be granted access, legally required to be granted access. And they legally cannot be inhibited from accessing these facilities to conduct their constitutional obligation to investigate and conduct oversight. So if Kristi Noem wants to break the law, that's on her.
Okay.
How can anybody take this person seriously?
I know. I know.
They just did a poll. Who's the face of the Democratic Party?
Her.
She was number one.
I know.
This complete moron bartender from 5 years ago is the face of the party now.
Yeah,
which is, perfectly just.
It's reasonable.
It should be.
If you've been watching the Democratic Party, it's reasonable that she would be the leader now. They're socialist. They're stupid. They're nothing but activist. They're nothing but chosen puppets for I don't know who's pulling all the strings of the Democratic Party. But that's what she is. She's just a little puppet. She's just a little chosen puppet. Hey, you know what, bartender? We can make you a star. And we have that all backed up. We did a show on her early on. How she was selected, how she was elected. I mean, she was selected. She's a little puppet. So, it makes total sense that she is the face of the Democratic Party.